On this Monday edition of Golf Central, we take a look at not one, but two major championships happening this week in the world of golf.
One of those majors has been dominated by one person, Bernhard Langer. Of course, he's got the three-peat. We'll examine what it'll take to make it 4 in a row.
While the other major hasn't had a successful defense since 2001, the U.S. Women's Open is just that, wide open. We'll be showcasing the players to watch.
Plus, John Rahm stole the headlines this weekend with his amazing play and a controversial ruling. We'll take a closer look at the ruling and how it compares to the penalty that cost Lexi Thompson a major. It's all ahead right now on Golf Central.
Golf Central. Brought to you by Titleist.
The oldest major championship in women's golf taking place this week at Trump National Golf Club, Bedminster. It's the 72nd edition of the U.S. Women's Open. Also this week at Caves Valley in Maryland, it's the Constellation Senior Players Championship. The winner this week will not only pick up a major championship, but also a spot in next year's Players. Hi there, thanks for taking it up with us here on Golf Central. Todd Lewis, proud to be standing beside Tripp Eisenhower. And we're going to begin with our first major championship, and that is the Senior Players Championship, the Constellation Senior Players Championship. You know, I'm guessing that Bernhard Langer must be a descendant of Ponce de Leon because he has found the fountain of youth. 59 years of age. He's got two major championships this year already. Is he the favorite this week?
No question. No question. I mean, you look at the three. He's won 3 in a row, going for 4. I mean, that's just uncharted territory for the ageless Bernhard Langer. And here he is winning at Fox Chapel in 2014, starting the process. And we said, yeah, well, let's see what he does, later when they get that anchor ban. Let's see what happens to Bernhard. Well, of course, here he is at Belmont in Massachusetts, and that's back-to-back. And you know what? He just keeps booking tee times in May in Ponte Vedra, doesn't he, Todd? And then here, last year, this is Philadelphia Cricket Club. Now, this anchor ban did not affect him at all. It has not slowed him down. One of the reasons why is when we look at his game overall and how it stacks up on the PGA Tour champions, there you go. I mean, that says it all. Ball striking, greens in regulation, putting average, birdie average, and actual scoring average. And, oh, yeah, you add all those up, it's going to be number 1 in all around. But here's the other thing, Todd. In his career on the PGA Tour, he averaged about 64% greens in regulation for most of his career playing in the United States, as limited as it was. But on the PGA Tour champions, he's up above 75, 76%. That equates to 2 more greens around, and you would think, well, the anchor ban's going to slow him down. He's putting the best he has in years, even after the ban. So, yeah, he's the favorite for good reason, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him get 4 in a row. He's already got 2 majors so far this year in 2017. Just as disciplined on and off the golf course as he was when he was winning major championships in the early part of his career. The U.S. Women's Open, the 3rd major championship of 2017, the first coming in the California desert at the A&A Inspiration when So-Yeon Ryu defeated Lexi Thompson in a playoff to win her 2nd major. Of course, Thompson was given a 4-stroke penalty for mismarking her ball and signing an incorrect scorecard. Not as much controversy at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship at Olympia Fields. Still plenty of drama. Danielle Kang birdied the 72nd hole to defeat Brooke Henderson by 1 shot. It was not only Kang's first major championship, but also her first ever LPGA Tour sanctioned victory. And we welcome in LPGA Tour member Sydney Michaels to Golf Central to talk about the U.S. Women's Open. Welcome, Sydney.
Thank you, Todd.
All right, the Trump National Bedminster is the golf course this week. It's designed by Tom Fazio. On the scorecard, plays just over 6,700 yards. What are the challenges the ladies will get from this golf course?
Well, Todd, there's going to be a lot of challenges this week. The course is actually playing really long. It's playing pretty wet, so a longer player is definitely going to have the advantage. Also, there's hazards everywhere, and the greens are a little bit elevated. Again, with a longer course, a longer player is probably going to do better with a shorter club coming in with higher trajectory, and the greens are fast. So it's going to be a really big challenge this week, I think, both physically and mentally for the players.
So a big golf course, power, it sounds like, is the key. What player or players does this golf course suit?
You know, I think that the LPGA is really stacked right now with talent. I really feel that a longer player again, we're looking at Alexi. Amy Yang has been playing fantastic, and her track record for the U.S. Women's Open has been amazing. She's got 2 second places. She's been playing great coming up to this week. I really like her. And also world #1, So-Yeon Ryu. It's hard to not choose her.
Yeah. 17, by the way, 17 different winners on the LPGA Tour this season. Only one has won more than once, and that is #1, So-Yeon Ryu. We'll hear from Sydney a little more later in Golf Central. Here's what's happening beginning Thursday on Golf Channel. We begin with the Aberdeen Asset Management Scottish Open, then the Constellation Senior Players Championship. Hey, the PGA Tour is in the Quad Cities for the John Deere Classic, the Web.com Tour in Utah, and of course, we will put a bow on the day with Golf Central. All right, we'll take a look at the Aberdeen Asset Management Scottish Open. Here are some of the notables in the field. Rory McIlroy, who missed the cut in Northern Ireland over the weekend. He's there along with Ricky Fowler, a former Scottish Open champion. Adam Scott, a couple Americans are there. Patrick Reed, also Matt Kuchar, and Rick Stenson, the defending Open champion as well. Tripp is back with us, and how about this little nugget? 6 of the last 7 Open winners competed the week before in the Aberdeen Asset Management Scottish Open. So it does pay, it seems like, to play in Scotland the week before the Open. There may be a player or two searching a bit in Scotland heading into Birkdale. Who are those players?
Well, Rory McIlroy, you know, we saw Rory McIlroy at the Travelers, and he was struggling with putters. He had a bunch of different options, and he was looking to find one of those putters. He put a couple of different ones into play. It's really about the putting right now, and it really has been over his career. He was always a streaky putter, but he's been on a bit of a bad streak after turning it around last year during the FedEx Cup playoffs. I really thought Rory McIlroy had it figured out. I like some of the changes that he was making, releasing the club more and what we call toe float with the putter. It looked better, but Rory McIlroy's got to solve the putting issues, and he had the weekend off last weekend to do it. Now here is one of the best major performers, Adam Scott. Over the years, just it seems like every major championship, the great ball striking puts him there, but boy, in Wisconsin, he had a tough go of it. You play from those spots, guess what? You're going to have the weekend off, which is exactly what Adam Scott did. So let's see what he does with his ball striking this weekend in Scotland to see if he can find that form that we're used to seeing week in and week out. And if he does find it, put him on your short list of favorites.
And John Rahm, who won over the weekend in Northern Ireland, decided to take this week off. He's not going to Scotland. He's going to lie on the beach in Spain.
Why not?
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? We're going to talk more about John Rahm a little later in the show. By the way, the PGA Tour, as I mentioned, in the Quad Cities for the John Deere Classic. And here are your headlines for that one. Ryan Moore is the defending champion. How about 23 straight rounds under par in this event going back to 2009? Daniel Berger, keep your eye on him. His last 3 outings, a win in Memphis. He did miss the cut at the U.S. Open, but then a playoff loss against Jordan Spieth at the Travelers Championship. And Bubba Watson on a bit of a dry spell right now. His last victory coming at Riviera in 2016. Can he get back to his old form at the John Deere Classic and carry some momentum to Birkdale? Coming up, we talked about John Rahm. He dominated in Northern Ireland on Sunday to win on the European Tour, but there was this matter of a possible rules violation. Did the European Tour get it right? Xander Schauffele wins his first PGA Tour title at the Greenbrier on Sunday, joining the elite high school class of 2011 to win on tour. Who has the edge from that class to win a future major? Plus, she's 14 years old with braces, and she's smiling because she's a winner on a women's pro tour. Coming up, who is she and why are the winners getting younger?
Golf Central is brought to you by Titleist, the #1 ball at the Greenbrier Classic. Golf Now VIP. Say goodbye to convenience fees.